Hi, it's Charlie giving you Wednesday's video. Hope you're very well. There are two types of trader personalities to avoid. So we're going to go through those here this morning in the next couple of minutes or so. Firstly, apologies for not getting a live video done for you last week. It just so happens these days that I can't always do it every week. I know we've started doing them again, but I wasn't around Friday. Thursday, fun enough, I was in the trading room. We took a trade so early, 7:30 in the morning, I hadn't even thought about getting the equipment up and running by that stage, and it was already too late. And there's no point in then turning the software on and saying, oh look, we're in this trade, because it was one of those trades which it just ran straight away for us. And it just would have looked rubbish if I'd have said, oh look, we did this half an hour ago, and so no point. So we'll see how we go this week, and maybe we'll get a trade tomorrow, and that'll go out on Friday. Right, so two types of trader. And I appreciate your comments in this week's video. We have, greed-based trader on this side, and we have fear-based trader on this side. And so they both have certain qualities, if you will. So a greed-based trader, and these are the types of mindsets that you want to try to work on if you feel that you're heavily embedded in one camp or the other of these two. You want to try and do something about that. So a greed-based trader, what types of things will they do? A greed-based trader is likely to overtrade. They are super confident, a greed-based trader, and so they're likely to overtrade. This was one of my traits when I was a new trader. I was a greed-based trader. I used to overtrade. I used to do all the things that greed-based traders do, really. Revenge trade after losses. Greed-based traders, they don't care about losses. They'll just be, they'll carry on trading the revenge trade. Oversize, so they're more likely to take bigger positions and oversize, take on too much risk, and gamble essentially. So a greed-based trader is likely to gamble and just go on gut instinct and just say, oh, I like that market there, I'm just going to buy it. I think it's just going to go up. That's the sort of thing that a greed-based trader will do. I think it's going to go down, I'm just going to short it with no discernible strategy behind that. So that's there's four examples of a greed-based trader. Let's give some examples of a fear-based trader. So I mean, they will never risk too much. That's a good quality of them. But a fear-based trader might hesitate. There we go, just about doing it. I still need to find some sort of actual pen I can use rather than using my mouse. A fear-based trader will hesitate, so they might have a couple of losing trades, and they're more likely to then go and hesitate on the next trade and then miss out on a profitable opportunity. So that's the sort of thing that a fear-based trader would do. I've talked about this before in a previous video, I don't know, 6 months or so ago, but move stops too soon. Again, because of fear, a fear-based trader is more likely to want to get that stop to break even too soon. And the problem with that is quite often it makes you feel good. So it's always, you hear people talk about, getting the stops to break even, it's a risk-free trade and all of that, which that trade in the moment is a risk-free trade. If you move your stops up to break even, of course you can't lose on that trade. But if you took that same type of setup over the next 50 trades and then moved the stop once it moved that same distance for you, you'd need to track whether that actually is going to be as profitable for you, because quite often price might just move down a little bit, wouldn't have gone to your original stop loss, but stops you out at break even, only to then go higher again. And so actually moving stops too soon can cost you money. You can be less profitable by doing that. It makes you feel good in the moment. So if you're a fear-based trader, I understand why people do it. But and some strategies, of course, all strategies at some point we do need to move our stops up, of course. But sometimes some strategies, there's no point in moving stops to break even too early, and we find traders do tend to do that a lot. And banking profits too early, so profit taking. So that's the big one as well, which most people, myself included, at some point or other in their trading career, have taken their profits too soon. And it's a biggie, really. People get into a profit and they just want to bank it. That's a natural thing, because again, greed and fear, these are hardwired into our DNA. these are not, it's not something which is easy to overcome, because these come back to our fight or flight responses way back from when we were, hunter gatherers and all of that. And so don't think, oh God, it's something that you're bad at or good at or whatever. It's something within us, really. It's a survival instinct which we all have. And so when it comes to fear, those natural fears which are there to protect us if we're being attacked or whatever, fight or flight, that's natural for us to want to try and avoid certain situations. And that fear can manifest itself in trading as well. And likewise with greed, if we're overconfident, again, that comes through in fight or flight. The confidence will come out in fight. So we see that manifest itself in trading as well. If you have any experience or experiences you would like to share, by all means put them in the comments. Always appreciate your comments. It could be that you say, well, do you know what, I used to have this certain trait and I've now overcome it, or I'm still struggling with a certain type of trait. By all means put them down in the comments box today. Always appreciated. They always do get looked at, because everybody experiences some of these emotions to some extent or another in their trading. Okay, I'll leave it at that for you for today. Take care for now. Hopefully we'll be back in touch by the end of the week.